Welcome to Dynamic Educational Hub channel, your answer to the very question. In today's video, we are learning minor of matrix. So what are we going to do in minor of matrix? We talked about the minor of 2 by 2 square matrix. Then we look at an example, we solve an example of minor of 2 by 2 square matrix. And we talk about minor of 3 by 3 square matrix and solve example on 3 by 3 square matrix as well. What is minor of matrix? Now this is an element gotten after deleting the row and column of each element in a 2 by 2 matrix. For 2 by 2, what you just need to do is delete the row and the column for the respective elements. In 2 by 2 square matrix, we have M11, M12, M21, and M22. Since we have 4 elements, so we are going to have 4 minors. If A is equals to the matrix, so what will be the minor of A? The minus of A is going to be minus 1, 1, first row, first column, like 1, 2, first row, second column, and this and this. This is what our minor is going to be. And what are the values if you are using this as a reference? And the value of the minus is going to be this A22, A21. How do we arrive at this? Let me show you. And to do that, to find minor, the first minor, which is minus 1, 1, what you just need to do is to delete the first row and the first column. Since it is 1, 1, first row, first column. After deleting it, you are left with A22. And your A22, this is what we have here. The next one is to find A12, and the same procedure, you delete the first row, second column, your left is 2, 1, and that's going to be what we have there. We move to the third one, A21, which is the second row, first column, you delete it, you are left with A12, and then that is what we got there. Now the next one is A22, which is you delete the second row, second column, which is the last one. You have A11. That is what we have there. There you go. It's as simple as that. You have this for our minor. This is the matrix A. These are the minors of A. For instance, minor 1, 1 is going to be A22. If you observe our matrix very well, let's look at this matrix. This is this matrix. Let's compare it with the minor. You see that there is a swap. We have swap along the diagonal. At the end of the day, if you swap the diagonal, get your minors. Swapping of diagonal in 2 by 2 will lead to minor of 2 by 2. Just swapping. Instead of deleting, deleting and getting this, if it is 2 by 2, just swapping. You are done finding your minors. Let's say we have A, B, C, D, and we want to find the minor. To do that, you just swap the diagonal as shown. Swapping the diagonal as shown, we get our minors. Let's quickly look at this example. If A is equals to this matrix, find the minors of A. We should find minus 2, 1 times minus 1, 2. To solve that, we have our matrix. Let's use the fastest method. Let's swap the diagonals, and we have our minor, which is minus 1, 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 1, minus 2, 2. This is the minus of A. The second question, we want to find the value of minus 2, 1 multiplied by minus 1, 1. Let's look at the values that correspond with this. For minus 2, 1, it is 3. For minus 1, 1, it is minus 4. Let's multiply them together. 3 multiplied by minus 4 equals to minus 12. That is how to find minor of 2 by 2. Let's talk about 3 by 3 matrix. Minor of matrix which is 3 by 3 is the determinant of matrix gotten after deleting row and column. It's similar to determinant. The only difference here is we are deleting row and column. Now for minor of 3 by 3, you are going to reduce your matrix to 2 by 2 like we did in determinant. Determinant is actually different from minor. Now for this, if it is 4 by 4, it means you will reduce it to 3 by 3, then reduce it to 2 by 2. Any matrix you are getting, the determinant will give us the minus. For 3 by 3, we are going to have 9 minus. Obviously, we are going to have 9 minus, which this. Let's take for instance, we have a 3 by 3 square matrix as shown here. The minus of A is going to be this. So minus 1, 1, minus 1, 2, minus 1, 3. Minus 2, 1, minus 2, 2, minus 2, 3, minus 3, 1, minus 3, 2, minus 3, 3. And let's find minus 1, 1. To find minus 1, 1 is quite simple. You just delete the first row and the first column. Then you find the determinant of this. If you haven't watched my previous video on determinants, this is high time for you to watch it. You multiply them together, this and this. So this is going to be our whatever value we get here, our minus 1, 1. Minus 1 to the same way, delete the first row, second column, 1, 2, row, column, first row, second column. You are left with these guys. Then you find the determinant of this guy. Multiply them, you get this. For the third one, first row, third column, first row, third column, and find the determinant of what you are left with. You can see here that for the first one, this is going to be anything you get is going to be our n1. So let's move to the second row. To do that, we have n21. To find n21, second row, you delete it on first column. So you are left with these guys. Find the determinant. To do that, you have plus, plus, and you multiply the other ones together, you get this. Find n22, second row, second column, you are left with these guys. And you can find the determinants. Plus multiply the diagonals. Lastly, n23 row. To find that as well, minus 31. You delete the third row and first column. You are left with these guys. Find the determinants. After you have found the determinants, you are getting this for the determinants. You move to the next one again. Delete the third row, second column. You are left with this. Find the determinants. So after finding the determinants, you get this. Lastly, this example, if B is equals to this matrix, find the minor of B. To find the minors of B. Now these are the minors of B. We need to plug in values here. Now to do that, let's have our M11. How are we going to find our M11? You delete the what? The first row, first row. You are left with this. Let's find the determinants. of this. Find the determinant, you have plus minus, multiply this by this. I give you 1 times 9 minus 1 times 0. This 1 times 9 is 9, minus 1 times 0 is 0. 9 minus 0, you have 9. And that is what you are going to have here. The next one, this. Don't forget, first row, second column, deleted. You are left with these two guys. You can find the determinants. Find the determinants, you have plus minus. You are going to have what? 4 multiplied by 9 minus, and you have minus 1 multiplied by 8. 4 multiplied by 9, that gives us 36. Minus 1 times 8, that gives us minus 8. Minus 1 times 8 minus 8. Because of the minus outside, it becomes plus 8. 36 plus 8, that gives us 44. That is what we have here. 44. Do that again. We have 36 plus 8, that's 44. That's M1 to change to 44. The next one is this. M1 daily. To solve it, you delete the first row, third column. You are left with these guys. Let's find the determinants. So do that plus minus, and you have your 4 multiplied by 0 minus 1 multiplied by 8. 4 multiplied by 0 is 0. 1 multiplied by 8, 8. So you are left with 0 minus 8. That gives us minus 8. Go back to this, minus 8. Let's move to the second one, minus 2, 1. You delete the second row, first column. You are left with these guys. Let's find the determinants. Find the determinants, multiply across the diagonal. You have minus 3 multiplied by 9 minus 5 multiplied by 0. You have minus 3 times 9, you have check minus 27. 5 times 0, 0 minus 0. 27 minus 0 is 27. That is what you have here. The next one is minus 2, 2. Second row, second column. You are left with these guys. Let's find their determinants. To find their determinants, you have plus, you have minus. Multiply across the diagonal. You have 3 multiplied by 9 minus 5 multiplied by 8. Let me see this. You start from this. Many students used to do this. They will multiply 8 multiplied by 5, subtract. They will now subtract 3 multiplied by 9 from 8. No. You move from the left diagonal. So you now, that's how to find determinants. 3 multiplied by 9 minus 5 multiplied by 8. 3 multiplied by 9, 27. 5 multiplied by 8, that's 40. We have minus here. 27 minus 40, we have minus 13. That is what we have here. We move to minus 2, 3, which is second row, third column. We are left with these guys. Let's find their determinants. 3, 8 minus 3 is 0. Plus minus, we multiply across the diagonal. We have 3 multiplied by 0 is 0. We have minus 3 multiplied by 8. 3 multiplied by 0, 0, minus 3 multiplied by 8, minus 24. Because of the minus outside, it becomes plus. 0 plus 24, you have 24. That is what we're going to get here. Well, finally, let's move to the third one. Minus 31. You delete the third row, first column. We're left with this guy. Let's find the determinants. To find the determinants, you have plus, minus, multiply across the diagonal. You have plus times minus. For this one, it becomes minus. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 1. Then you have minus 5 multiplied by 1. Minus 3 multiplied by minus 1. That gives you 3. And plus 3. 5 multiplied by 1, 5. Because of the minus outside, we have minus 5. 3 minus 5 minus 2. That is what we have here. Minus 2. To the second one, minus 32. You delete the third row, second column. You are left with this matrix. Let's find the determinants. 3, 4, 5 minus 1. Then you have plus minus. You can multiply across the diagonal again. So you are going to have 3 multiplied by minus 1 minus multiplied by 5 plus 4 multiplied by 5. So we are going to get 3 multiplied by minus 1, you are getting minus 3. 4 multiplied by 5, we are going to get 20. At the end of the day, you have minus 3 minus 20. That will give us minus 23. Minus 3 minus 20, that will give us minus 23. So that is what we have here, minus 23. Finally, we have M33. And to do that, third row, third column, we are going to delete the third row and the third column. Deleting it, we are left with this. Let's find the determinants. To find the determinants, you multiply across the diagonal. You have this. Then you have 3 multiplied by 1 minus 3 multiplied by 4. At the end of the day, you have 3 plus 3 multiplied by 1, 3, minus 3 multiplied by 4. You have minus 12. But because of minus 8, it becomes plus 12. 3 plus 12, then you have 15. These are the minors of this matrix. As it is quite simple. We have a simple exercise. From the matrix shown below, find minus M32 multiplied by M11. So we want to find the value of minus 32 multiplied by minus 11. You have your matrix, solve it, find the minor, then you do the simple arithmetic and you pick the correct answer. We've come to the end of this video, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel, like, comment, share my video to students who you know will actually benefit from this video. Comment and share my video. My next video is going to be on adjoint and cofactor of matrix. Till then, bye for now.